Yep, there we go. And here we are. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Uh, Good to see you all. And I'm not sure how many people we have yet, but we're actually down a few because it is the season of sickness, um, but also the season of travel as well,
And
and
conventions
conventions. Yes, so people are traveling
And
around,
Ramadan.
and
in
Ramadan.
Ramadan.
So happy Ramadan. Do you say?
Ramadan Mubarak.
There
Hmm?
we go. I was.
Or
Thank you.
Kareem.
Thank you. I was pretty sure you don't say like Happy Ramadan or Merry Ramadan. So,
I would not be offended if somebody said that.
so,
Yeah.
but but anyway, yes, it is. It is many of those things. Also, it is. I believe it is now finally one of my favorite times of year, which is chocolate Reese cup egg season, which is one of
Hmm.
my favorite
That's
candies
true.
because anytime that they put more peanut butter in the peanut butter cup is a
I
time.
literally have
Yeah,
some right here.
like, is a time that is special to me. And I think that might be a good way to kind of switch up the way that we do intros a little bit. Do a little bit more like an icebreaker. Is that is just to say, what's your favorite time of year? And I think I'll just go first to keep it simple. Is that my favorite time of year is probably September, October, fall because it's time for Halloween. It's time for the fall beers. It is time for all of those haunted houses full of scary decorations and seeing what people can do to try to horrify me and just actually just warm my heart instead. So that's the time of year that I love best. This is probably the time of year that um, I like maybe least because this is the time of year that we get all the ticks return to our world. Um, and now that I've sufficiently made this awkward, uh, Megan, what's your favorite time of year?
I'm split. I love October, like the entire month, but especially like as it gets closer and closer to Halloween because I just love the vibes. And I have gotten to the point in my life where I will dress up no matter what. Like 3 days leading up to Halloween this past year, I was dressed as a like casual version of something. Like I was a pirate one day, etc., etc. Um, which was just a blast. That and uh around like end of June to early July, um, especially like, I live in Washington, so after July 4th, it is a known fact that that is when summer starts actually getting nice consistently. Um, and not a moment before, but June, late June is also my birthday, so I get lots of people paying attention to me, and I love it.
Right. Julia, what's your favorite time of year?
Well, I love Halloween, um, but I really, really love winter. Um, I like snow. I like snowy winters. If it's not snowing, I don't want it. I'll take another season. Um, but I like hiking in the woods, walking in the snow, snowshoeing, and we haven't had any snow this year, and I'm very sad. We've had like one little storm. I also like winter because of snow days, because it's just this surprise, don't come to work kind of thing, and it's the best. I know we have to make them up, but I don't care.
Sometimes. Well, do you always have to make them up, or is that, um,
Yes.
yeah?
We can't go past July 1st, but yeah, and I mean, we've had one snow day this year, so we're getting out early.
I can still
Alas.
I can still remember being I grew up in Ohio, so I can still remember being a child and gluing myself to the TV screen in the morning, watching the crawl at the bottom for my school to never close.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, I used to do
Yep.
that too.
Yep.
Back when I lived in Michigan, I was like, come on.
Yep. When
Um,
we lived in New Jersey. And then the year
Also,
we, oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was just going to say, Ian, you grew up in Ohio, you said. Uh, did you know that Ohio is for lovers?
yes, and that will
What?
become appropriate in a way that you do not yet understand.
I thought Virginia was for
Yeah, I'm
lovers.
pretty sure Virginia is for lovers.
Mm-mm.
It's
Ohio's
Virginia.
for, well, maybe Virginia as well, but Ohio is for lovers. Hawthorne Heights said it, and thus it is true.
I
I'm
don't acknowledge the existence of Ohio.
Yeah, I was pretty sure, having grown up from Ohio, that Ohio is for incredibly basic. Just
I don't know.
the people of Ohio are just like if there is a specific median of the universe, like we're just at like the just an
Oh my
average
God.
in every way. That's it.
That's awful. I I hope that somebody that I am currently seeing does not see this ever because they're from Ohio.
Well,
You're not median.
I'm
You're
from Ohio
fantastic.
too, and I can talk about
And you are
Ohio
fantastic as
as
well.
much as I want. My my wife, she frequently criticizes our flag, and it starts some arguments in our household, because she claims consistently that it's not a flag, that it is a pennant. And I'm like, it's a flag. It's a flag. And it's like, no, it's a pennant. But
Anyway,
um,
I want to know why Zach doesn't acknowledge the existence and also what
what's Zach's favorite
his
season? Yeah.
favorite season is.
Oh goodness, I think my favorite is April 25th because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. No, I haven't known a proper season since I moved to Georgia in a very long time, so it's hard for me to say what my favorite is because November this year is probably going to be different than November last year. Some years we actually do get winter. It's rare, but it happens. So I don't really know at this point. I have a preference towards October, November time, but it's it's always up in the air here. Oh, and I think that Ohio is a government conspiracy, so I refuse to acknowledge its existence. It's made up. They put it on the map to fill out space.
Yep, it's actually where the government started creating birds, which are also not real.
Right, exactly.
Pigeon specifically.
Um, I believe 3 different presidents from Ohio died in office. Two
Wild.
of which
Yeah,
were
they're trying to-
assassinated.
They were trying to keep it quiet about what's actually happening over there.
One of them was President Garfield.
Jesus. Anyway, Ty, what's your favorite time of year?
I also enjoy the spooky time. But since y'all said that already, another time that is not weather related that I very much enjoy is Ren Fair season. And that is kind of all over the place depending on where you live, based on the temperatures because you're outside. And if you have a Ren Fair in the summer and you live in Florida, you want to fucking die. Um, so for us in Los Angeles, our Ren Fair starts beginning of April. And so I will be going to it many a weekend, and I'm very excited.
I think I'll actually die if I don't go to the Ren Fair this year.
That that
It's
is
been a couple of years since I've gone, and this might be the thing that finally does me in.
Well, you better go.
Yep.
that is an unusual thing how Florida has
Fix it.
its Ren fairs
This
in like
is
the summer.
October. No, Florida.
Florida has its Ren fairs, but also has like the pirate show.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
they're both not in the summer, if I remember correctly. The Bay Area Renaissance Fair, at least in the Central Florida area. I don't know about up north where you are. But the Bay Area Renaissance Fair is in, I want to say October, or no, it might be in spring too.
Georgia is April to May, so it's right on the edge of summer.
Hmm.
Tune in to Monster of the Week to learn more about the Renaissance fairs in your area.
I mean, if this is basically like online Renaissance fair, except we're doing
Yeah.
a different
No,
time
it makes
period.
sense.
Oh no, they'll find out we're nerds.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, the last it's funny that you brought that because the last time I was at a Renaissance fair, I was chosen as a volunteer for a pirate themed dog show. So
Beautiful.
I think
That's
it's called
fantastic.
the Puppies of Penzance or something, and I had to hold a rope so a dog could walk on the rope, and the dog accomplished it with great dexterity. So,
Love that.
Excellent.
but that's enough about Ohio and Florida, where Ohio comes to die.
Yeah.
Let's
I
talk
guess.
about Tennessee instead, and let's return to Tennessee.
Let us.
Put some music on.
Are we in Tennessee? Because we're the only 10 I see.
I'm for
Nobody
real
hit the
from
laugh
Tennessee.
track.
Not from East Tennessee. I'm from West Tennessee.
Ooh.
So, when we last left off, I believe you had all recovered this cane and put it back into the cabinet of curiosities.
Yes. And our friend, well, our creepy companion came by, correct?
He had come by, I believe, before to talk to you about the cane, but I don't believe that he had
Come by after
come
the
by
fact?
after that. No,
Okay.
Not yet.
not yet.
Right.
Sure, he's coming back.
He had sort of intruded into the ood.
Into the oot, yep.
Yeah.
But, so, it's another day, another mystery, so to speak. So, how do we all gather at the antique shop?
I've unlocked the door for it since Bryn and Francine are elsewhere from the shop. And so I just woke up completely forgetting that somebody else does live in this shop because they're out of sight in an instrument and not like easily accessible to see. I'm just like, oh, just me. Just unlock the door, sit down, and just start typing.
Cyrena will do what she always does and, like, make her way towards the shop down the main street when the bell chimes 12 so that she gets to hear it, and then we'll enter into the shop.
Asma is here's the key unlock and waits for a little bit, comes out and then just like looks over your shoulder, Theo, for a while. Watching what you're typing. And then after a few minutes goes, you spelled that wrong.
Ah, shit, fire. Forgot you here. Which one?
And she points to the name.
It's a type. It is a typewriter. It's that pretentious level. So he's literally just like with like the whiteout stick, just
I could
Getting rid of
fix
the
that
word.
for you.
Can you mess with paper like that?
Can I what? Mess with
Can you mess with paper? Yeah, you can just change the text out on the pages.
Yeah.
Can you mess with paper?
I don't look. I don't know the extent of what you can and cannot do. So I'm not assuming none of it. But if you want to save me the whiteout, by all means.
I'd love to do that. You know, it's weird though. Never mind. Okay, I think this might be the reason why I think you're kind of sus. You've never heard of me.
Um, no, not really.
You know what I am?
You're a djinn, yeah.
Okay. You know what kind?
No, I don't. I actually didn't know there were kinds. Thought it was kind of like, humans. Like we're all humans, and like you subdivide it down in like within yourself.
Well, it's sort of like Neanderthals, Homo sapiens, and when there were many hominids living all around the same time.
See, the more you know.
They're Ginninids. I don't know. So you didn't know that? Oh, okay.
No, like I said, I ain't never met a ton of y'all, so never really had the time to sort out the specifics of it. Like Theo is like, as you're talking, he's like writing notes about like djinn lore and like etymology and whatnot, and just like how it would all divide up.
Well, would you like to write about me?
I figured it'd probably come about to that if we're all gonna be hanging out together and whatnot. Sure thing.
Yeah.
I usually get a lot of my inspiration for the books, again, like I said, from the experiences that I've encountered, and then exaggerate and fictionalize them for the reading audience, and there you go.
Lots of exaggeration.
Well,
You won't
that's what
need to
sells.
exaggerate with me.
Well, good, wonderful. That'd give me plenty to work with then.
Awesome. I can't wait. Can't wait. Just go write about me.
And then he goes back to typing. For you that was looking over his shoulder, it is like it's narrative paragraph form, but as you read through it, you can discern that it is like an expansion of what we just dealt with the other day.
That didn't happen like that.
Well, no, but you don't gotta. We're not trying to make it autobiographical. We're trying to make it, narrative and profitable.
Sure, but I mean, it was cooler the way it actually happened.
It was cooler, but it's a bit hard to put it into, just digestible text term, because it spawns a whole bunch of questions. It becomes why is this not the focus of this? Because that leads to a much larger plot that we ain't got to just yet, which have to divert the narrative in an entirely different direction. That's a multi-book arc with whatever is the story behind all that.
Where's Pearl? I thought I heard her coming in.
Oh,
Dude,
good.
that was interesting.
As if you summoned her. Pearl will waltz on in. I guess not too long after Cyrena has come in.
Just in the nick of time.
Cyrena is just perusing the shop while that happens. And Pearl comes in with a Tupperware of cookies, and like comes in and like sets them on the table, like a little bit like too close to Theo's like notes and everything that I'm sure he has sprawled out on the area, and it's just like, all right, now you stop working now. I want everybody to gather around. I know Bryn is otherwise occupied today, and where is our dear Francine?
I think she was accompanying her wherever she went. Apparently, Miss Bryn had another dentist appointment.
That young girl
Again?
She should not be having that many issues with her teeth. I hope she gets them solved. Oh, Cyrena,
It is-
good, you're here too. Come here, everybody gather around. I want you to have one of these good cookies. They are cinnamon and peanut butter. I hope no one has a peanut allergy. And so cinnamon and peanut butter. There's also a little bit of cardamom in there, and a secret little ingredient that will hopefully boost everyone's immune systems. I know that it is springtime. We are getting a little bit, I think it's springtime, I don't remember. We're getting a little bit stuffy here, and I suppose some mouth issues. Hopefully that clears you all right up. And she'll just like start like handing them out.
Oh, thank you, bro. That's awfully thoughtful of you.
You are so welcome. You can have 2.
Ian, when Cyrena takes the cookie, I'd like to have my premonition, please.
On the cookie.
Okay.
It was almond butter.
Oh, I have to roll for that. I don't just get that. Roll plus weird. Cool.
You see the facility that the peanut butter was made at. It's a plane.
Oh shit! Oh my god. That's great. That's a lot. That's 14,
That's a lot.
which like far exceeds what I actually need. I rolled 2 6s. So, I get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. I take +1 forward to prevent it from coming true, and mark experience if I stop it.
Okay. So you see a vision of what appears to be a very touristy candy shop. And in the candy shop, everybody is screaming at each other. Some people are physically fighting each other. And other people in the candy shop are actually like heavily making out and possibly on the verge of lovemaking in the candy shop. That is your vision.
Nope.
Oh, shit! Dang it! I ceased to exist for a minute.
Marina turns into an anime girl.
Yeah! Ooh! Hi, Toru. Sorry. Dang it. So yeah, Cyrena, like, takes the cookie and starts putting it to her mouth, and then sort of, like, you can see her mid trying to bite into the cookie, like, staring blankly for, like, a very long time. And then she comes back, and just kind of, like, shakes her head, and then just takes a bite into the cookie.
For like, I guess that just for RP purposes, does Serena have visions like this just all the time, to the point where when she has a vision like this now, like it's sort of like you don't think much of it?
Because the visions happen very, actually, she does have the sight as well. I'd say she does. You guys are probably accustomed to, except for maybe Theo, Cyrena just kind of going blank-faced and, her eyes just visibly glazing. But a lot of times when that happens, it's for a short period of time, but when the visions happen, the premonitions, it is longer. Like when she, when we were dealing with the gondola situation, like those who were there did notice that it was like a longer and more pronounced, and her eyes probably like rolled back or something while she was having that vision inside of the gondola. So Pearl and Asuma might recognize this as being something like that. Possibly. But they've only seen it maybe like once.
Well, in which case, as the person that wouldn't recognize it at all, I'll just be like, "Oh, you all right there?"
Yes, something interesting is, I think, going to happen.
Do
I'm
tell.
not sure what, but we should probably go and get some sweets.
Is blood and fire involved?
Possibly. There was sex, almost sex
Oh.
involved,
Really?
so it's possible.
It is.
Maybe.
It is at that time that I think that this shop has one of those like old school like mail slots in the door where the mail would come through, and the mail falls through.
Is it Fraser?
That's just mail.
I mean, doesn't like appear out of the envelope.
No, he just Frager does not appeal.
That seems like some Frager shit to do.
Like you open up a credit card offer and Frager jumps out of it.
And then he just pops up.
Aha!
It's actually, that feels
have
like
you
a
now.
Mercury Highwind thing to do.
True.
I see
Frager
you
would
have been
appear in those chain
pre-approved.
emails.
But yeah, there's just some mail.
Oh, okay.
Or we'll go pick it up.
When you pick up the mail, it is very typical mail. There's a lot of junk mail, the kind of junk mail you get. Some of it's pre-approved credit card offers for Bryn, church flyers, pretty typical stuff. But there is an envelope, a very like sort of antique white envelope with a wax seal on it with the letter B. That is ever so slightly warm to the touch.
Well, Miss Bryn is not here, and it is illegal to snoop through someone's mail. So,
Well, I live here right now. I'll open it.
but your name does not start with a B, does it?
It has once or twice. Sure.
It does not currently.
The letter itself is not. I will say that the letter itself is not addressed specifically to Bryn. It just has a wax seal with
B.
B.
I don't think it's
I
not.
would love to, like, while Pearl is holding it, to use the site specifically for the magical influences portion of that, which gives me more opportunities to spot. No, that's 3 words in one. Spot clues when investigating a mystery. My brain is working faster than my mouth is.
Okay.
But yes, I would love to see if I can vibe check this envelope, please.
I've checked the envelope.
Vibe check the envelope.
Vibe checking an envelope.
Which I assume would be weird.
Yeah, I think it's anything you can use to whatever skill you can use to justify it. But weird
Yes.
seems appropriate for this.
Especially considering. Ooh! Nice. 12. So real good.
Yeah, there's.
To, sort of properly vibe check for magical influences, etc.
Yeah, there's magical influence. I guess you're getting a vibe of there's the wax seal has some kind of magical influence on it. Not like a. Let me see how I would describe this. It's not a. It's like a feeling of. There was magic involved in making this, but it's not like you don't get a feeling of that this is like a bomb, for instance, or like something like that.
Okay. Cyrena will just like sort of very dramatically rub or like move her hand over the envelope in Pearl's hands and just say, "There's magic here. Did you feel it?"
Stevie, there's magic everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in me. It's in you. Just
Though I
open
will
it.
say, having
right,
it magic
but
delivered directly to here is interesting.
There's more. It doesn't feel like bad magic, it just feels like magic was involved in the creation of this. But it doesn't feel malevolent.
Hmm.
And I think it's probably just for us.
All right, and then Pearl will hand over the envelope to Asima.
And she melts the wax, just goes, and opens it up.
It is
And, like, holds
surprising.
it up.
I will say it is surprisingly difficult to melt this wax, but you can do it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. Oh, I bet it's that magic. Okay.
That
So
magic, derogatory.
Magic. So yeah. Finally. All right. Open it up. Kind of hold it back in case something, trust envelopes. Stuck on this plane. I don't know.
There is appears to be a folded up piece of paper inside.
Okay, I unfold it.
And the piece of paper has a handwritten letter.
Oh, guess he doesn't want to visit us anymore. Is it from Frager? Frager?
Yeah, it appears to be from
okay.
Frager.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I guess he doesn't like us anymore.
Y'all were a bit aggressive about his just simply appearing, so I wouldn't blame him for it.
Well, he simply appeared in my house.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't the right thing to do. I just said I can understand maybe he doesn't want to show up for a little bit.
Good
Perhaps.
riddance.
Yeah. All right. So,
He was
it
interesting.
He is, though. Yeah.
It's a word for it.
He was very particular about where things were on the shelf.
Yeah.
Well, he and I have that in common.
But exactly where they were on the shelf. It's like he needed things to be in a specific place, and he has not explained himself at all.
It could be that his human skin is itching him, and it's just like an OCD kind of thing.
It could be. I will say though, like the things do have to go back where they belong on the shelf. You can't just throw them on there willy-nilly. So he's on the right path in terms of making sure things get returned the way they need to be.
Oh, of course. So,
What does he say?
what does the letter say?
The letter reads as follows. Greeting, treasure trends. I apologize for not being able to join you this afternoon, for this clean mountain air has affected my constitution in such a way that I am feeling under the weather. However, I have discovered another clue in such our journey for the items that we seek. Those of you living here long enough may realize that here in Brindlewood there is a stream that runs the wrong direction every so often on a Sunday. When this happens, a particular sort of wild onion grows. Normally this would just be a idiosyncrasy of nature. But in this case, this onion was plucked and mixed into a concoction of cacao. That's alliteration. And that's actually what he writes too.
Of course, Asana's like, concoction of cacao.
Now, it is a very common misconception that a Mr. Hershey had invented something called a kiss. This is incorrect. The original kiss was invented here, in this area. I think that this original kiss is somewhere in this area, and I think that it belongs on our shelf. See if you can find it.
We're gonna find us a sugar tit. I can't.
Best
Go back to the
regards,
part where somebody
Fred.
put onion into chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does not sound like it would be very good, though I do also put some odd ingredients in my food.
Well, it's kind of like mole, you know?
So, wait, so we're supposed
chocolate
to
can be bitter.
get a kiss?
Like a chocolate kiss.
Mm-hmm.
The original kiss. The very
Which-
first
It's like
one.
the prototype.
Why
Candy
would...
shop.
Well, yeah. Okay. Cool.
No, my. Oh, yes. I had a vision. In a candy shop, there were people who were fighting and people who were very close to having sex just there. And
Candy
there
that
was
lowered
also
your
a lot of-
inhibitions.
there was a lot of violence happening.
Mm.
So I think we may need to prevent perhaps some
So,
maybe mass production of this thing, maybe.
Perhaps. If this is
Fornicating-
candy that is lowering your inhibitions, that'd be bad to spread all around.
I mean,
it really
I
would be now,
personally-
wouldn't it?
I think that if it were less strong, it would be fantastic. But that's not exactly. Oh,
What happened?
did. Oh, it's because I had my hand up. Ah! No. Hold on. I think it'll fix it if I do this.
Yeah, it fixed.
That's so annoying. Oh my god.
You put your
Never
hand-
mind. That's awful. I hate
This,
that.
this is not a work
then-
meeting. You don't have to raise your hand.
I had recognized hand gestures on for some reason.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's a thing you
Apologies.
could do.
I just decided to become Pearl for a second. Excuse me. But yes. Anyway. It seems like this thing that's missing that Frager's talking about has something to do eventually with a candy shop. And we need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
So there's fighting, fornicating in a candy shop on a Sunday. This
Seems to
sounds
me.
awesome. Let's go.
Well, I mean, Serena, do you have any idea which candy shop it was that you saw, or is there only maybe the one in town? I don't remember any last time I was here.
My visions, like, I rolled real well, and it does say a detailed vision. Would I recognize that candy shop interior?
Not precisely, no. I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of a touristy candy shop. That might imply
Okay.
that it could be. The trouble is where you are.
Well,
It's
to
like
be fair, Cyrena has moved around quite a bit. So I feel like if anybody, like she or Theo, but Theo didn't have vision, would possibly recognize, maybe.
Is our town big enough that we have more than one touristy candy shop?
I don't remember any the last time I was here, so I wasn't sure if y'all knew of a particular one.
so you don't. I would say that you don't think it's a Brindlewood candy shop. Brindlewood is a particular kind of touristy. This would be more a Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge kind of touristy.
I was about to ask, like, are we talking like Dollywood connected, like
Yeah, kind of
chocolatey
more
or
like
something?
that, like where you get your fudge to take home to your family.
So, does this mean that I should use scry?
Good.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use scrying. So when looking for a person or object, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you know exactly where the target is and how to get there. On 7, 9, you know, yeah, that thing. Y'all get it. All right.
I'm going to. Oh, never mind. I forgot. God.
What is the dice again?
It's 2d6.
Okay.
And then add it's probably be your weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
one weird.
No, it's your weird.
No, you weird.
No, you weird.
All right, I got a 9, and so that's on a 7 to 9. You know about where the target is, but reaching it will be tricky.
Yeah, you know it's in Gatlinburg.
Traffic.
All right. Well, Pearl will. Asma, do you have a mirror on you? I left mine in my bag. I was too busy carrying the cookies to grab it.
Yeah, I'll get you a mirror. Go
Thank
and
you.
come back. Like, boop, boop. Got a mirror.
So Pearl will take the mirror, and hold it flat, and then put her hand on top of it and just sort of do one of these with her eyes closed, and she's like mumbling something, and it sounds like it sounds like a song that you probably have heard at one point or another. I think Springsteen. At first you're like, what? And then you're like, hold on, wait a minute. And then she is doing that, and then all of a sudden she stops, and she'll just like slams her hand on top of it, and then like lifts a finger and looks. Yeah, I can't really. It's a little fuzzy, but at least I know it's in Gatlinburg.
Let's go to Gatlinburg.
It's not really coming to me fully. I don't think this wants to be found.
Well, I would love to fly around and try to find it from an aerial view. Anybody want to join me?
Well, should we just look up famous candy shop in Gatlinburg?
Where's
Well,
the fun
I
in
think
that?
we can do that as well. There might be several of them, though Gatlinburg is much larger than Brindlewood. But also, Asma, how are you thinking of carrying us? Are we talking about the carpet, or you holding us? Because I don't think that you can hold all three of us personally.
I can hold two of you.
What is the third person gonna do?
I imagine drive.
Sure. Yeah.
Why don't you just break out the carpet? I know you really want to fly it, but maybe it's best for not for shorter distances.
All right. Well, I'll get the carpet. I'll get the carpet.
I mean, truthfully, like, yeah, it seems like a good idea because you won't have to roll to park.
That's
You're
true.
gonna
But will I
need-
have
you're
to
gonna
roll
need
to
a lot
get
of
there?
successes to park in Gatlinburg. Like,
Oh,
that's gonna
right.
be so much. Like, it's probably an extended magic ritual, like big magic.
Oh. Should I roll weird anyway to pilot the carpet?
Yeah, you could. I mean, I don't think that piling a magic carpet would be any other kind of roll.
Okay. All right. So we're all going on my carpet? We're going to take a magic carpet ride?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Interested.
Show us the world, Asuma.
All right. You ready, Theo?
I suppose so. Sounds like an interesting town.
Theo, if
You're not
you
nervous,
need,
are you?
if you need anybody to hold on to, I'm right here. I'm sturdy.
You just hold on to Pearl.
I appreciate that. No, I'm perfectly fine. I just never done this before, so I'm not quite sure what to expect out of it.
Well, just hold on to your pen and your pencil and your paper.
So before
And she hands him a bag too. And if you can't hold on to your breakfast, you know where to put it.
I would
see.
say before you go flying off on a magic carpet, like what are you doing to actually find the chocolate shop or the candy shop?
Cyrena will look on her phone at like the candy shops in Gatlinburg and look at the images of the places and see if any of them are familiar
Okay.
from her
I
vision.
mean, we could just click on maps and just hit all of them.
In the sky.
Yeah. So there's different ways you could do this. Like that could be a. Let's see. Like we could do this as the. I kind of like this. Okay, here's how we'll do this. Let's have the magic carpet be a help out to Cyrena's investigate a mystery roll.
Okay.
Sick.
Is it investigate a mystery?
So sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp, and then I get a +1 forward because of my premonition, and then another addition because of the carpet. Okay.
Okay, well, we'll have, actually, we're going to have, so Asima, you're going to roll first to see how much you're going to add first.
Am I rolling? I'm rolling sharp.
With help out, normally you would roll plus cool, but since we're helping out by flying around in a magic carpet, and I'll say that, like, well, I guess how do you want to do it? Are you just kind of like buzzing chocolate shops?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So you can use whatever skill you want to do to use that. If you want that to be weird, I think that's okay.
Okay. So yeah, because you know the carpet has its own little. It's powered by magic, and it does have its own GPS system. It's magic though. All right. So here we go. That's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Cyrena will get another +1 to your roll.
Okay. 10.
But we will also expose ourselves to trouble.
Oh.
What kind of trouble could we get into?
Speeding ticket.
The police pull
Police
over the
drone
carpet.
pulls up beside us.
Excuse me, this is a no gin area.
A no-fly zone.
The flies in. No, yeah, for now we'll just say that you're noticed. You're drawing attention to yourself. So people are... I think that people would probably see this as they maybe think it's some kind of a promotion. So there are more bystanders kind of following you around to where you're going.
Well,
Uh-oh.
how high in the air are we that they can, like, easily walk and follow us?
Well, I don't know how. I thought we were buzzing the chocolate shops. So maybe you're coming down and going back up. So they're trying to follow you, but just in general, more bystanders will be present where you're going.
Also, how fast does the carpet go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You know, it has a magical speed.
It's sort of like a general you're noticed.
Yeah.
That something unusual is happening and people are kind of interested in it. So they are kind of
Since people are looking up like at it and noticing it, in an attempt to, you can't really make it less weird, but you can at least like make it look more like a publicity stunt. I'm going to be waving at people and like making my face like very visibly known. So if it needs an excuse, it's a Theo Hart publicity stunt.
That makes
A lot more explainable than just. It's a lot more explainable than just why is there a flying carpet? It's like publicity stunt. I have several more questions, but okay.
so.
Should have had you hold a banner.
Oh, I could have brought the poster from the book. Damn it.
Anyway, by flying around enough and doing all that, I think that at that point you at some point get in front of a particular chocolate shop called Armand Lermont Chocolatiers. And Cyrena, that's the one from your vision.
Yeah, Cyrena goes that one.
That one?
All right.
That one it is.
Let's go in. Can't wait.
GM, I think this is the part where I'm supposed to roll one of my moves, because I think now we're kicking off the mystery proper. I roll plus weird to see what's revealed about my immediate future.
Okay.
That is a 5, so I'm going to mark experience, but also something bad is going to happen to me.
Oh no!
Specifically me.
Yeah, it is. That was in the books anyway.
Oh, good. It worked out.
It just worked out. The dice just predicted what was going to happen anyway. Maybe.
Yeah.
So do you all enter the shop? So when you enter the shop, it is a fairly typical touristy candy shop. There is a counter full of freshly made fudge of various types. There is plenty of, saltwater taffy by the pound. There's one of those cool like taffy makers that's running for people to see. Lots of box candy. And for all intents and purposes, it mostly looks like a very typical touristy candy shop. The thing that makes this place different, other than its kind of very Gilded Age looking French decor, is it looks like it has a back room that might be that's claiming it's a room for higher priced candies and antique candies.
That's gross and weird, and that's exactly where we need to go.
Was it like a museum or something for candy back there?
Not at
People
all.
collect all kinds of shit. I mean,
There are candy museums. I mean, I've seen a marzipan museum. So,
well, why don't we go back there?
I suppose we oughta.
Guess so.
Is anybody
Does anything
like?
else?
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. Is anybody like greeting us as we go in, or if we walk towards that back area? Like, is anybody trying to stop us or say anything?
nobody really.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is like, is anybody like around here?
There's store employees, and there is a gentleman towards the front of this back room that greets you. He's not unfriendly. He's like, Monsieur and Madame, welcome to the candy shop.
Thank you very much.
Please, are you interested in perusing our unique candies?
You know, I think we might be, actually.
We are. Oh yeah.
Yes, by then all means.
Just back that way then?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful, thank you. I'll just shrug at the others and gesture towards the back room.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were looking for a candy that caused heightened passions, where would we find that?
You're just upfront about it, aren't you?
Well, yeah. That's how you get things done.
Of course, Madame, chocolate is a well-known aphrodisiac.
Mm-hmm.
So I would.
You got any that do more of that?
I would suspect that the more of the purity of the cacao would increase this.
Well, we're looking for your purest cacao that might induce passion. I believe it might be an antique.
We have several antique candies back here. Most of these they are not for sale, of course. But
for any
if
price?
you wish to look for them, look at them, of course. I can show you. There are.
Please do. That'd be wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see them.
Yeah. So he takes you back into the room. It's not really a restricted room. Anybody can come back here, but like they're not. Most of the candies back here, it's kind of like top shelf liquor. That if you want something, they're gonna have to unlock it for you because this candy is very expensive. You know, we're talking like $200 boxes of chocolates and such. But towards the back, they've got, you know, I don't know, stuff that's sort of antique, like, you know, a caramel chocolate sculpture of Andrew Jackson,
Browsing the little placards as we go through.
And there's different sort of like unique things that are definitely not for sale. They're just interesting pieces.
I will definitely look for something that references having wild onion in it. Because if they've got plaques, I assume that perhaps there is some indication on one of the plaques about, you know, the contents or any special things like that.
You are kind of looking around and you know, you find a number of, like I said, colossally silly things. The first working chocolate phone. You find the chocolate beans that were used as currency in Mesoamerica. You find like all kinds of stuff,
wow.
all kinds of neat stuff. But like towards the back, you see something that says it is the 1910 Brindlewood Kiss. It is a small container under glass. And the placard does read, it says something about, you know, that the Brindlewood Kiss is the original kiss. It's misconception that the Hershey Kiss was the first. The Brindlewood Kiss was actually the first bell-shaped chocolate manufactured in the United States, and is actually made with a bit of wild onion, which provides its unique and bitter taste.
Now, GM, I know that I couldn't possibly remember everything that has been on the shelf, but is there a way to see if I can, like, in my memory, recall this thing being on the shelf?
You think that there's a spot for it, yeah.
Okay. I think you're right, Asma. This does, in fact, look like one of our missing pieces.
Well.
Cyrena, by the way, real cool.
Okay. Sure. Okay, that's not bad. 9.
9. Okay.
I have a -1 to cool.
Okay. You're not overcome by it, but you're having thoughts about Theohart.
What a tacky jacket. No. Absolutely not. Okay. Yeah, Cyrena just like is looking at that stuff and then just kind of like stares a little long at Theo and just looks at the chocolate. Is that guy still in the room with us?
Yes.
Okay. Cyrena will go to her companions and just say, "This chocolate really seems to be getting to my head. The scent is just so strong. I think I need to take a breather. That one in particular, just its essence just washes over me." And she, like, alights away. And just goes to the guy and says, "Would you escort me outside for some air?"
The man looks at you,
The scents are intoxicating.
and he kind of like squints for a second, and he says, "You're the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my life. Will you marry me?"
Wait, what happened to your accent?
What?
Oh, you...
Hush.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Marketing.
I'm getting married.
What?
I think this might be it, folks, and I'm gonna walk over towards it.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Cyrena just says, Cyrena just runs with it and just says, "You know, I need a more scenic, place for a proposal. I only accept proposals outside at noon when the bell is ringing on Main Street, so, you'll have to come back, you know, or I suppose they don't do that here, do they?
But
Do you hear the bells?"
I love you.
Yes. It's understandable. Let's go. And she'll try to, like, trail him outside of the room. Hopefully, like, outside of the shop,
So
actually.
you're not trying to get away from him?
No, I'm trying to bring him, like,
Okay.
out of
Okay.
the room.
Even during this, like with how distracted by Cyrena he clearly is, can I make a move to just like well, no, this is what he came for, and just go to like take the chocolate?
Yes, but I will make this your consequence because
Okay,
Oh, no!
perfect,
bad
love
thing
it.
happened, and
Yeah.
So you're just gonna break the.
I'm not gonna try to break it. I'm not that brash, but I am trying to like finagle the case open
Okay.
to get at it.
What are you doing?
Oh, this will be fun.
We came for this, right?
Yeah, but let's do some smoke and mirrors. Don't just grab it. There's a time
I
to
think
be
she's
subtle,
got-
time not to be subtle.
I think she's got plenty of that going on right now.
So
You are the last person that should be talking about subtle.
you
Me? I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not grabbing it.
so Theo, you managed to pry the thing up, and yeah, the smell that comes off this thing is a mix between a very bitter chocolate and onions, and as soon as it hits you, you are overcome with an almost insatiable lust for Pearl.
Just go, whew. That is a strong chocolate.
And by the way, folks, I'm rolling these randomly. So,
Good.
I think Asma kind of picks up on what's happening. Is just like waiting for the chaos to ensue. And it's like, yeah.
oh, and since he opened it up, he opened the case. Asima and Pearl, give me cool rolls.
Okay. Oh shit. All right, I got a 7.
Oh, a 7. Okay.
Oh, I'm very cool. So I got a 13.
13.
Woo!
So,
Cool's one of my higher pools if I had rolled for it, but that's my consequence.
yeah, we just did it for the consequence, if that's okay.
Yep.
I have no cool.
Yeah, Asima, you are really into Theo.
Okay.
Pearl, you're
So it
fine,
comes to-
but you feel some vapors for Asima.
Oh shit.
Like it's not as uncontrollable, but like it's.
Asma, do you have your anything that I could maybe put this in? I think maybe I should carry it, as I am not getting any of the vapors.
Yeah. Did you bring your bag?
That's a brilliant
No.
idea.
I did not. Remember I said I had forgotten it in the haste to bring the cookies.
Oh, I mean, you can just wrap it up in my coat if you want to. That's completely fine by me, or my scarf even if you want that.
The scarf might be better. I think that it is best to do something we can wash after.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and also-
Whatever you're feeling, darling. Whatever you feel.
Don't take too much off, because you know what? My boo really likes you, and I promised her that nothing would happen to you. I don't want anything to happen to you, so you should probably keep that on in case you catch a cold or something. You know, just like bugs. And
Well-
you do not seem to have a very strong constitution, so
No, I will take this, and Pearl will just snatch the scarf and wrap up the chocolate, and then put it like under the first layer of her clothing or something, or just like trying to just like cover the smell as much as possible, and also smuggle it out.
Melts in your mouth, not in your scarf.
Just eats it all, actually.
God, no.
So Theo, have you ever had have you ever gotten close to any of the folks you've written about?
Oh, once or twice before. It does happen when you spend enough time out and about. You get closer to folks. It's like you see Theo go, like, wistful's not the right word, but it's wistful's not the right word. It's like a mix of wistful and regret. It goes, doesn't always work out very well though.
Oh, do tell. What happened?
Oh, it's the past in the past. It's hard to keep things consistent.
I would like to perform some big magic.
Okay. Let me say also though, to make things just a little more interesting. Since Serena, you were ushering the fake Frenchman out of the room. Something has happened in the other room, maybe, or something, but all of a sudden most of the people in the outer room are starting to look towards that room and then look towards each other, and
Shit.
you're starting to see what might be this vision. Because almost immediately, like, the person making the taffy just like drops the taffy and starts making out with the person like that
No!
is selling the
Dang it.
fudge.
Is there a fire alarm?
Well, there has to be, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna go and try to pull the fire alarm. I don't know if people will care or if they're sane enough at this point to care, but I'm gonna go and run and pull that fire alarm.
Are you sure you want what's about to happen from from that action?
Wait, why? What?
Do you want a whole bunch of people making out soaking wet from a sprinkler system?
Oh.
Yes, I do. Very
Okay,
much.
go for it then.
Okay.
By all
I
means.
would love that. It's time for the fucking blade blood rave. Okay, let's hit it. I'm gonna pull the lever.
Okay. You're pulling the fire alarm.
Yep.
Yeah. What was Pearl's big magic?
Pearl's big magicking. What are you big magicking? What are you mig magicking?
Bim,
Mid.
bim gadgeting.
Mig magicking.
We're doing big magic.
Pearl would like to. Can I open a pocket dimension to put the chocolate in so that the smell is not overwhelming anybody in my vicinity?
You can do that?
I mean,
It doesn't
say.
say I can't.
I mean, there's nothing you can't do, really. I mean, it's just like,
It's all about how I roll and the
Yeah,
consequences.
it just doesn't work.
yeah. Let's see. How do you want to do this?
Okay. So Pearl always keeps, her walking staff with her that doubles as her it's a magic item. So Pearl wants to turn the scarf, lay it flat and then wrap it and tie it off and then make that the pocket dimension so that it, seals itself in. By doing that, they will wrap it up nicely, tie it tightly, put it on the ground, and take their staff and do a little dance. And then, boop,
Make it a little love.
get down tonight.
That's the other room.
That is precisely what we don't want to happen right now.
Okay, so looking over the different big magic rules, one of the things I have to figure out, of course, is that what are the sort of consequences or things that make this big magic over just regular magic, and I think that we could have a specific side effect or danger. I like that on this one. Because opening a pocket dimension in the middle of Gatlinburg could, why not?
Have some consequences.
Yeah.
And I think that consequence could be that when you open this, something can go in, but something could also come out.
Okay.
So
Pearl will take it.
So let's do the roll. There's the use magic
Alright.
roll.
So then I, while I have, +1, weird for magic, then I also have, hold on. Is when +1 when protecting with use magic, does that count? This is I don't know, this is kind of technical. I don't know. This is kind of protecting others.
Yeah,
using
so
magic.
what do you...
That's just a part of my staff. I get a +1 with the staff if I am attacking with use magic or protecting with use magic.
Yeah, you're trying... I think in this case what you're trying to do is you're trying to use the staff to create a protection spell.
Yeah. Sort of. Ish. Okay, so then that's a +2. Your luck. It's a 7.
Okay. Yeah, it works, but you get the consequence.
That's okay. It is in that pocket dimension. All safe and sound for now. Pearl will do that and then look at Theo and Asima to see if the effects are starting to dissipate.
Yeah, and just in time because everybody now is wet in all the ways. And
Cyrena is soaking.
Theo is mid-sentence as this wears off. He's turned to Pearl and go, "So Pearl, tell me, the other day you were telling me about a nudist colony you were part of," and it just like glazed over as it like fades out.
Maybe I'll have to keep these chocolates for myself.
Does the guy that Cyrena is interacting with like finally come to his senses?
Yeah, everybody's starting to come to their senses, so it's very clear that this was maybe like an effect of the aura of this stupid chocolate kiss. Everybody's like, and so pulling the fire alarm was probably a very good idea too, because it at least reduced the effect. So everyone got their cold shower.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
But now for the consequence.
We're gonna have to put that thing behind glass when we get back.
Asma was about to ask to go, Theo, can I touch your hair? Never mind.
Now for the consequence. Is that yes, the chocolate kiss is in the pocket dimension, but something else has come out. And you can hear it.
In the bag, in the scarf.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like coming out of the scarf, and it's sort of this very like lithe, tentacly being. And when you look at its face when it comes out, it is very androgynous looking. And it's just looking at all of you and
That's supposed to happen?
What
no,
where did you put that?
I'm not, I'm not quite sure. I was just trying to hide it away so that you all could breathe clear air. I think I might have opened a dimension.
Gonna step between this thing and Asima and Pearl, like as we're talking about. You think you might have opened up a strange dimension?
Yes,
But
you
Cyrena's
did. You
like-
go, girl. Oh, that's so good.
and yeah,
Would Asma know what this thing is?
off the top of your head, it seems pretty demonic.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just and then it's talking, and it's just sort of like, yes, release your passions.
Oh god damn it! I invited
All
us.
the pleasures of the world can be yours.
man. I don't know. Let's see. Lusting after Theo.
And Theo, if you step between like Pearl and it is you're getting the tentacly caress. And, yeah, this got a whole lot weirder than I thought it would tonight. So.
Yeah, so
Cyrena,
just
who has re-entered, is like,
so
and
just
then,
standing
like-
in front of it, yeah.
Serena comes in and says, like, oh, I thought this was a consequence, not a bonus.
right. Serena's like, this wasn't part of my vision.
I know, but ain't it cool? Theo, are you okay?
I've got this. Tell you what, hi. I don't believe we are familiar with one another. I'm Theo Hart. What is that brings you about here right now?
Dude.
Passion.
Shh, one sec. Passion.
Lust.
Passion. Lust. So you probably want to like keep the stuff that we just kind of put a lid on going then.
Well, there are many ways.
You seem like you enjoy you enjoy a lot of things, don't you? Seems like an interesting fella, don't you think, folks?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
I have this move called What Are You Looking At? When you talk to a monster capable of reason and speech, it recognizes you and your potential. If you ask it what it knows, pick one for the keeper to reveal. And I'm wondering, can I talk to it? To Passion?
Yeah, you can talk to it. It doesn't seem it's sentient.
Oh, it's sentient. Does it have reason? So it's got to have a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
it's not like an animal. Mostly. It just has a purpose.
Okay.
I think we're
right.
we're overcomplicating the sex demon.
Yep.
I want to talk to the sex.
Okay.
I was leading up to a thing. I was just waiting for us to get to that point.
Just let Theo, and if Theo can't handle it, I can handle it.
Yeah. So but Asma, you were gonna try to reason with it really quick.
I just wanted to ask it a question, and y'all can do your tango, whatever. I just wanted to know just something. I kind of want to watch this tango. This could be fun. But before you begin, Passion, you know me. You recognize me? Passion.
You are.
What's your name?
I go by many names. You are Jin.
That's right. I'm a married. Remember that, Theo. I'm a married. Very important. Okay?
You're married.
I'm not
Got
a
it.
freak. I'm a married. I just wanted to ask you. You know I'm a Jinn. But can you tell me something about my destiny? Please?
You don't know?
Well, I wouldn't ask you if I did. Maybe I just want your perspective.
I am here to see the world burns in its passion. You are here to see the world simply burn.
That's not nice.
We're gonna put a pin in that one for a minute. I'm gonna look at the other three, give kind of a look this,
Do you want?
should I handle this?
Do you want pins? Do you enjoy that?
Pins?
Sometimes.
You know what?
Occasionally.
Do I
Something where they
wait,
fall.
I'm sorry. Pins?
No. It's
I get where we're going. You know what? I'm being very rude. I'm sitting here talking. I haven't even offered to give this guy my autograph yet, and I pull out a bone pen. What do you think? Should I give him my autograph? Would you like my autograph?
What?
Tell you what. Who should I make it out to? I literally pull one of the books just out of my pocket with this bone pen.
Gonna hit him or
Names of
something?
power. I cannot give you my name, and you would not be able to recognize it in your mortal speech.
Well, tell you what. I'll just go ahead and give you my signature anyway. I'm gonna flick the pen, this bone pen, and this bone pen turns into. It's almost about as long as Theo is tall.
Ooh.
Sword made out of jawbone. It just goes clunk against the floor.
I want one.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, now that is.
I think you're hot again.
Yeah,
I love that. I want one.
Yeah, it recoils from you.
Me?
No, from Theo.
The one with the weapon.
Oh.
And screeches something that hurts everyone in the room. It hurts your ears. Probably not, maybe not asthma so much. Because I think for you it screams something an infernal.
See,
I'll take that as a yes.
I think we might want to get it back into its dimension.
I think you're right. You ain't gonna go quietly though, are you?
But it's
Can you
going to try
use
to
it
eat that
to, like-
chocolate if you put it there with the chocolate.
You summoned me.
I mean, I summoned your place of residence, actually. You just happen to be there.
She didn't
What
really
will
summon
make-
you.
What will make you go back?
What do you have to offer?
You like passion, right?
I have many things to show you.
I'll give you a night to show me. And then you
Play
go
a
back.
song for you.
Maybe we don't offer so freely such thing.
What?
Irina, I don't think that is a good idea.
I'll play a song.
Give me a mortal.
Give you a mortal.
No.
I don't know that one.
Y'all, I think I'm kind of
Simple
reaching a conclusion of this negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Am I best? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry, friend. We tried, but it just don't. It's not gonna work that way. And I'm gonna swing this impossibly large sword at this thing.
Okay.
Fucking Buster sword.
It literally looks like a large monster's jawbone, like sunk into a 2-arm haft
Beautiful.
or 2-hand haft.
What does it do?
If I make the hit, it's gonna deal probably about 3 harm, very messily, and has a magic tinge to it.
Okay.
So I guess I'll roll tough. That sound about right?
Yeah. I think, well, it's
It's not the weapon itself is not doing magic. It's gonna
Right.
hit like a giant sword.
I'm trying to remember if it's...
It's just it's magic in the sense of like, you know, how in D&D monks can punch ghosts. It's still
Oh,
punching.
yeah, it is tough. For some reason, I was forgetting that it's not... that kick-ass is tough.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's it.
All right. 11, 13.
13. So that means, yeah, I think you will not take any harm in return if you wish.
Yeah, no harm in return. And then this weapon deals 3 harm and it has the messy tag to it, and that's mostly from the spike-like teeth that are coming out of the top of this jawbone.
Or you could take 1 harm and force them where you want them.
They're kind of already where I want them, unless I'm trying to hook them back into the pocket dimension.
That's up to you.
You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to do that. So, like, at the last minute, he's going to swing it and pivot it so that the biggest incisor just hooks into this thing. He's going to go, back you go, and just yank it and pull it back right towards the pocket dimension. I imagine I'll take a handful of tentacles to the face in passing.
Okay. So, yeah, we will say, let me make sure I get this totally correct, because combat's a little weird in this system.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, how big is the sword's really big. Like, how big is it?
The sword also has the long attributes, so it's a 2 harm heavy 2-hand haft with a massive jawbone attached to it. So
Okay.
That's
what I need.
We're talking, like I said, somebody said Buster sword. We're literally talking
Yeah, I was trying to figure out
ridiculous size.
If you could be far enough away that it couldn't counteract and hit you, and that's what I was getting at. So,
I arguably could, but I don't know how long his tentacles are.
well, in this case, I would say that its tentacles are not super long. These are
So yeah, I probably get hit in the process of pulling it into the pocket dimension if I'm taking 1 harm myself. But yeah, it wouldn't be able to do something at that distance.
Yeah. So you could take 1 harm, you will push it back into the pocket dimension, and grievously harm it back.
Yeah.
But then, it will kind of screech a lot and go back into the pocket dimension.
Just one big swoop, just shove this thing into the pocket dimension, and then just unnaturally large sword just over the shoulder, like just bleeding a bit from the mouth. Oh, that was fun.
Huh.
Right, well, and Pearl will like tie it off really tight again, and it's just maybe we should hurry back to the shop.
Maybe so.
Get this
That
behind
sounds-
closed glass.
Sounds like a great idea.
Where'd you get that?
Made it during the course of my many ordeals and missions. And I'll
You made
spin
it.
it, and I'll spin it, and it turns back into the bone pen. Yes, one of the creatures that I had the misfortune of encountering early on, before I really knew what I was getting into.
What you were getting into?
Well, prophecies are rather fluid. I didn't think I'd be getting so hands-on with all of this.
Prophecies.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of prophecy?
We'll talk about it back at the shop. How's that? It pertains to that wonderful little shelf, as it were.
Ah.
Oh.
Serena is just like twisting the ring on her finger that man probably like very aggressively commandeered off of somebody else
Oh yeah, you're married now.
to
Sorry.
propose to her. I've been proposed to. Okay?
Engaged. She's engaged.
I am engaged. currently.
Betrothed.
Thank you
It's
very
betrothed, right? Congratulations. What's his name?
much. Not really sure.
Antrax.
Could be the first time. It's fine.
We can celebrate with some wonderful homemade cookies back at the shop. While we hear about Theo's lovely little prophecy, we should probably hurry back before anything else hops out of this here dimension. I genuinely did not mean for. I should probably practice that.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. You did just fine, but I agree. I would like that as well. I would like my scarf back. So let's get this thing back where it belongs.
I thought you did great. I mean, you could have pulled out a worse monster. I mean, passion.
Too true. Too
Although
true.
I'm not burning anything yet. Anyway.
All right, let's hurry on back. Your carpet's still working?
Yes, it is. Should I roll to get us back?
Yeah.
Nah?
I don't think you need to. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you just really want to.
I want to.
Okay.
Hold on, look at my dice roller. Ah! See, I can't find my dice. And so now, where's my little... Okay.
Roll snake eyes. Everyone takes 3 harm.
That's a 14.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah. So we get there in record time.
Yeah. Everything works out
Safely.
just fine.
Perfect. All right, and Pearl will give the scarf to Theo to safely put back on the shelf.
Alrighty. So, is there a glass box in this shop that we could put this your chocolate in before it goes back on the shelf?
I think we had decided that like we had installed those glass cases with like locks so that everything on those shelves was like encased in glass.
Is there a space just for this? I'd hate to keep getting hit with the smell every time we have to put something on that particular shelf.
I don't mind.
No, we should probably be safe.
It is still a regular antique shop.
Yeah, so I need like some antique glass, like cigar box or gift box or whatever. Just rummage around until I find something, and then just kind of like turn the scarf over on top of it, just until the chocolate falls out of it.
Asma's like, I just want to smell it one more time. It did smell really nice.
I'll give you a whiff before I close the box. You're just shaking the scarf until it comes out of the fucking pocket dimension.
The scarf might have some lingering smell and lingering pocket dimension. Should I don't, maybe I should try to like get rid of the pocket dimension. I don't want you to get swallowed up putting that scarf back on around your neck. Oh, we cannot hear you.
You're muted.
He's
That's
getting
like a
swallowed by
consequence of the pocket dimension. It's taking your
Sorry,
voice.
Am I just shaking like an entire universe into this one little box? Does the chocolate fall out of here? How does this go?
I don't know. Ian hasn't stepped in.
No, I mean, the magic in
just
some
one
ways like
chocolate?
works kind of, yeah, it's literally one, like, the equivalent of like one chocolate kiss.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, just drop that in there and then just close the lid on it and shake scarf out.
I'll take that for you.
The scarf or the box?
Scarf.
All right. I would like it back at some point though, and I'll just hand it over.
I would assume that the pocket dimension probably closes at some point.
Good.
At some point.
But it's your
But does
magic.
it have the residual chocolate on it? That's all I wanted.
Probably a
was chocolate.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like.
Yeah. I'm just gonna lock this box and then go find the space on the shelf that it looks like it belongs.
So, while you're doing that, Asma's watching you do this, and then looking over at her oud, and looking at the shelf again, and looking at her oud. Am I stuck here? Am I one of these things on the wall? Am I in the exhibit?
GM? Is the oud part of the shelf?
Not that you're aware of.
I say, oh, not that I'm aware of. I don't think you belong on the shelf in particular, so I suppose you go wherever your house goes.
Yes, I mean you can bring your house places.
I know, but I can't go past the mountain in the house because I was summoned here.
Interesting.
I can't. I don't seem to be able to go. I'm confined to this realm and my house. So.
In this particular region in this realm.
I mean, I've been around here for hundreds of years, but usually I can at least go back to my home.
Interesting.
Well, who
I think it
exactly
was-
summoned you?
Bryn.
That sounds like a question for Bryn when she gets back.
Or maybe another Jen that might know?
Well, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I'm not one of the exhibits, because
No, you're not. As far as I'm aware, the oud is not confined to the shelf. It is just. There's plenty of things in the shop, but it is just this shelf in particular. That's a particular arrangement of things.
Though we might, if we do unfortunately see Mr. Frager again, we could ask him. He seems to know so much about these objects.
Yeah, I'm afraid the most of my knowledge just comes with the fact that they need to stay here. Per said prophecy.
what? Okay, so what's this prophecy? Tell us.
He stops, like does that like thing where like his eyes sort of roll up as he's like trying to like recall the exact words proper. They said to say, "When the shelf in the shop layeth bare, the smoking beast draweth near. Fill the shelf from mounts far and wide, and yet another century doth the smoky beast hide." The shelf is like a combination lock of things to keep this aforementioned unknown beast, smoky beast, which I'm inferring have to do with the Smoky Mountains, at bay. And once I found that out, I eventually managed to figure out the shelf in particular in the right area, and I've been been working with Mr. Shipton and now Bryn to come back in and make sure that everything stays where it belongs. Imagine my surprise when I come back this time around and it's mostly empty at this point. So I'm hoping we can, I'm hoping that we can recollect things before this, mysterious smoky beast draweth near.
Do I know this beast?
Personally?
Do I know about the beast? I
Professionally.
mean, I know, is this the beast that slouched into the world?
You think it's probably that there is a from your recollection, there is some kind of a great kind of a Tarrasque like creature that lives under the Smoky Mountains, that part of the Smoky Mountains itself might be formed by its dorsal scales.
Mm-hmm.
But it slumbers like most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If it were to wake up, to your recollection, it's going to tear a good part of the continental United States out with it.
Oh,
But
okay.
it hasn't really moved for millennia.
Until recently?
Well, it would depend on whether or not that first trumpet that you think you might be responsible for that caused the earthquake was, causing that beast to slouch.
Oh. So, Theo, this beast that you're supposed to protect us from, right?
Yeah.
So, I did something. I made a mistake, and I asked the Almighty to help me out. And I don't know if it was just a tit for tat or what, but there were trumpets that happened after the Almighty fixed my mistake. I wonder if those things are linked.
Trumpets.
Trumpets,
Well, was the shelf full of stuff before you did that, and then everything's gone, or was this already after the fact?
It was after the fact.
All right. Well, it might have some tie into it, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily directly responsible for it. I mean, prophecy is pretty specific about a shelf being bare first, so that's to keep it.
But there's a beast that might have been disturbed by angelic trumpets heralding my mistake.
I see. Well, again, prophecy. If this specific situation here is going to cause it to stir and whatnot, I imagine that it's going to stir no matter what. And angelic trumpets or not, maybe it woke it up a little faster, but it's inevitable at that point. It didn't say nothing about no trumpets when I got the prophecy, so it's I'm going off what I know.
When do we think that the more we fill the shelf, the less likely this is to happen?
It's my understanding. Preference being fill it all the way back up to where it was. I don't know if it's an exponential thing or not. But the faster we can find things and put them all back together, the faster we can make sure that this thing stays down.
The more antiques, the more power.
More specific antiques.
And how do you
Like I
know
said.
which ones belong in there that will fend off this creature?
Well, I'm just trying to go off of what I can recall was already on the shelf when I found it. When I found it, it was full. When I finally ran into Mr. Shipton and confirmed against what I knew, it had all the stuff on it. It was a bit earlier, I should have thought to take a picture of everything on the shelf, probably. I wasn't thinking I'd have to inventory the damn thing. But on the subject of inventory, maybe, just maybe, Mr. Shipton actually did his due diligence paperwork, and there's an inventory of stuff around here somewhere that Bryn will have to find, buried in all the paperwork of things.
If it's special inventory, it's probably not in the common records.
In which case, Bryn will definitely be the one to have to find it.
Yes, I'm sure she's been quite busy going through all of that when we are not running around looking for these antiques.
No, she's mostly just reading.
Yeah, maybe she's doing that while she's at her dentist appointments.
Well, that's
And I think
quite a lot
she's...
of documents to take to the dentist.
Yeah. She just reads. I mean, half the time I don't think she even... I think she's starting to come around to realize that things are not what they seem.
I think so. And I think that once she is back, we'll have to see if what we can find from the late Mr. Shipton here, if there's anything that can help us towards that. Otherwise, we're going to have to be going off of pure instinct and whatever your strange friend Frager seems to know about this shelf.
Hey,
Which...
my friend.
He's an odd one, but if he wants to put everything back on it, then so far that's good by me.
I don't see why he can't do it himself, but
I know, right?
I suppose we
Perhaps he just knows about things and is not well equipped, and he knows that we are. I mean, we have the two of us who are seers and able to influence things, and we've got Asuma, who is a force to be reckoned with, and Theo, who can turn a pen into an extremely large sword that I'm entirely not convinced that you should be able to wield, considering your build, but here we are. And
Prophecy.
Fran, who truly, from a nature standpoint, should not exist. I mean, Frager probably chose the right people to ask these questions.
I guess. But Fran should exist.
Well, I should say the natural order of things does not dictate that Fran should exist, and yet they are here, and it's fantastic. Just
Scientifically improbable, I believe the term is.
whatever that means, but
She's a miracle of nature, and she is nature itself. She is
a miracle.
organic.
And do we not think that it's very interesting that all of us who are miracles happen to be here? And that
no
Frager
miracle.
happens to... You are a miracle, Asuma. You are fantastic. You are spectacular and magical.
That stuff rough on you? That your scarf?
No.
I mean, it's really
just-
sweet of you,
it's
but I really
true.
am quite ordinary.
You are
You are not.
extremely extraordinary.
I'd
All
hardly
of us
call it Jen
are.
ordinary.
And I think that that's the point, is that all of us were brought here for some reason. My visions, Theo's prophecy, it has to mean something.
Speaking of your visions, how did this one play out? We weren't in that other room.
Too
Well,
bad.
it started to escalate, but I think that, I mean, nobody was fighting. And
Just
people
me.
were kissing, but they were not actively fornicating on the premises, so I feel like perhaps things are fine.
That's sort of the fun thing about the future, isn't it? It ain't entirely written in stone, so you can get a version of it, and once you get a version of it, you have an idea of whether or not you want that version to happen.
So we could go back and cause some fighting and fornicating, couldn't we? Let's go do that.
Let's not.
I don't think
I feel like there'll be plenty of time for that later.
Or at least
I'm
not,
like the present.
at least not when it pertains to these antiques that could awaken a beast.
Beasts wake up, they go back to sleep, they get killed, they make more beast babies. They wake up, they get killed. It's just the circle of life. It'll be okay. It'll work out.
You forget that everybody else here is not immortal.
Who said I was
Use-
immortal?
Well, long-lived.
When
Lucky.
when the beasts are written about, in glowing red ink in rhyming format, I tend to consider them a bit more separate category than your average run-of-the-mill beast.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it's like bold and underlining at that point.
So you're saying that if I made a sign that said "Do not touch the ood" in bright red letters, you might.
I probably would have seen it.
Okay. That makes sense. Well,
But live and learn.
yeah, don't ever do that again. I mean, you can. She's trying not to make a double entendre, but she really totally wants to. She's like, my ood anytime. You can pluck my strings all you want.
I'll be sure to knock first next time.
Mm-hmm. You can knock too. Mm-hmm.
Do you mind? I'm just gonna gently tug my scarf out of her hands. Do you mind if I just? There you go. Thank you.
All right, well,
I believe I make him nervous, and I love it.
Marshal Frager would be happy to know that we have successfully locked up another one of the missing artifacts, antiques.
Should we write him a letter?
No, I don't think that we should do anything.
Y'all got his address?
He's just gonna show up when he feels like it seems.
I just feel like if we wrote a letter and we just left it somewhere, it would get to him.
Well, that's unnerving.
I mean, he is quite unnerving himself.
Mm-hmm. Y'all have to remember, he is not human beneath his epidermis. Y'all know that, right?
Pretty sure about that, yeah.
I mean, whatever is holding the flesh together, that is a really just a metaphysical wonder I find very fascinating, but he ain't human.
No. All right, well, did everybody get a chance to have a cookie?
I got two
Did
more.
actually, yes.
I'll have them later.
Thank you very much for that, Pearl. It was very kind of you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
So, how do you feel about her, Theo? Pearl?
No, she's wonderful. Y'all are great people to be spending my time with here while I sort all this stuff out.
And that's it?
Awesome. Don't. He is a young, handsome man. He should be out finding other young, handsome people that are not ancient like myself.
Like I vaguely remember indicating back at the shop, my line of living and works made it difficult for such long-term things. But we'll get there when we get there.
You just need to find yourself an open-minded person.
Open-minded about saving of the world. And book tours.
So, I think that might be a good place to wrap things up.
With that being said, Ian, did I actually successfully stop my vision from happening?
I think so. Yeah.
I
You
level
definitely
up.
didn't advance to the point you saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, if it would continue to lust up, like, if 3 people in the room, if two of them are attracted to the same person, maybe they start fighting each other instead of sharing, so to speak. So, anyway, for the final wrap-up XP here, the usual questions. Did we conclude the current mystery? Yes, of course we did.
Yes.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse? Yeah, I think so.
I don't know about death.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody...
If you, the GM, say so, then absolutely, but yeah.
We saved somebody from getting like absolutely wrecked by Asuma. So I would say so, because anybody could get absolutely wrecked by Asuma if they cross her, I'm sure.
Or sometimes if just they're not fun enough.
Or if somebody laid a hand on her and she didn't want it. I'm
No,
sure
if somebody
that
laid a
would've-
hand on Fran, and Fran didn't want it. Yeah.
Although Fran wasn't here.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, that's true.
So, did we learn something new and important about the world? Absolutely we did.
Yes.
And did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Theo has a fucking bone sword.
And a prophecy.
And a
And a prophecy.
You're definitely getting closer to the thing.
I'm here to
So
burn the world down too.
I've leveled up and then circled back around with some more. So I'll take another chosen move.
Okay.
I will level up after session because I need to actually pay attention to what's going on.
But
And I need to focus on this when I... Yeah.
Do we get how many XP do we get for?
So for that you get 2 additional XP for the session.
Awesome.
Woo, I level.
Wait, 2 additional XP?
Yeah, like just for the session you get 2 XP, and then I think Serena you get 1 just for the
Yep.
So you get a total of 3 for this game.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I got one earlier from marking experience on my failure. So
Yeah.
I didn't
Sweet.
fail any of mine, right?
No, you didn't fail.
I don't think so.
So no.
That one
I
roll
rolled
you
too
got a
well.
7 on, like it's success with a consequence.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I got below a 6
Yeah.
on a roll.
yeah, you rolled like a 5. So
Yeah.
but that's a good point. Is that that's kind of how this game, how like a consequence or a failed roll can really change how the plot goes. Because I had to very quickly think on my feet about what could be the consequence of this ritual. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
It was a good tie-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chocolate.
It got to let me pull out the chosen sword.
Yeah. So, but it's also a clue to something that's happening.
The sword?
Yes. Well, the sword and what came out. So.
Oh.
The thing I fought with the sword.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that the old beast?
No, it's certainly demonic.
Oh.
We got demons.
Oh no, not the demons.
Alright. Okay, so who is Sam and who is Dean here? We'd like to know ahead of time.
I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody fits under their archetypes.
I think actually on I thought it said that the summoned was also no, never mind. When I was looking at the divine, that's Castiel.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I'd put myself closest to Castiel as somebody who just showed up later in the game with all the information. Like, here you go. Hi. I'm here to provide everything.
I feel like Bryn must kind of be Bobby then. Because Bryn, like,
For better or for worse.
that's all the information.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all are closer probably to the like a Buffyverse crew than a
It's
supernatural
true.
crew.
Yeah. Like, Bryn is Giles, obviously. Thea would be, like, either Buffy or, because of the, like, infrequency, Faith.
I
That
could
other
see that.
Slayer who, like, pops in.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then Asuma would be kind of like Angel, pretty much.
Or Anya.
Yeah. And then I feel like
I like bunnies.
Pearl and Cyrena are like Willow
Mm-hmm.
in a way. Or like Willow and then the that one teacher who was like the witch that
Oh, yeah.
was like in love, like Giles and that witch.
Oh, yeah.
were
I remember her,
yeah.
She was like elder witch, and then Willow like learned from her the magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Fran is
Angel.
Fran's our wild card.
I'd almost go with Anya there.
yeah, she could also be Anya. Or what's his name? The werewolf.
Oz?
Oz.
Oh. Oh yeah, actually. That's actually kind of perfect.
Or what's on Angel, like Fred was like
I never watched Angel.
demonically possessed, like one of the characters dies and then it just becomes like the vessel for some demon. But like
Oh.
it's sort of inhuman.
Anyway.
But Fran's much nicer than that. But anyway, thank you
Yeah.
everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll be
that
back
was
again, hopefully with the full crew next time. I'm kind of wondering how many of you have figured out what's going on, what the connection is between the artifacts and everything, but probably some of you have. But
I really thought I was one, and I'm glad I am not.
I
I don't know yet.
I have not eliminated that possibility.
I know.
But so anyway, thank you all. We'll see you again next time.